Hello, one here now in this reinvention space that I called Interluda. So today is the Friday reflection. Try to keep this as a solid ritual. I haven't done one in a while, so we'll see how we go. So what happened this week was an interesting one. I facilitated a meetup. I went to International Men event in Manly. I did a couple of extra interviews for qualitative research. I, with the help of Jackson, I know the peeps, launched a landing page, nothing huge, but just a little bit on there, trying to see how the message, we just want to test a little bit of the messaging. And there's this idea of wanting to build kind of the first retreat by end of Jan here in Manly to test appetite, do a workshop, and Luda, our AI companion. But what I keep finding that is interesting is as a bit of a reflection, it's like I've been running all these activities like meetup sessions, interviews, I've been building content, I've been building frameworks, I've been doing things that advisors tell me to do, all in internal exercises, kind of still like validation mode, which, don't get me wrong, I think validation is really important, it helps a lot, but at one point, this is kind of this validation, right? It starts to become this thing around avoiding some sort of commitment, like, because you can stay in validation all the time. There's activities that you do internally. Arguably, I'm doing things in market, like doing the interviews and the meetups and content and trying to put the message very, very small, obviously, just one-man band right now. But at what point that starts to become a little bit of avoidance on that commitment. So that's kind of interesting to realize when you just set yourself to activities that may over time become or seen as procrastination maybe. So I'm learning kind of three things. One is permissions versus proof. The big question that I kind of look is, I feel like I keep looking for this proof that Interluda should exist. I look at more frameworks, more interviews, more research, all these and that. But maybe deep inside, I already know it should exist because it's something I need, right? And if I need it and it should exist, then maybe somebody else needs it. And when I talk to people in these meetups, it's there. But it feels like I'm looking for permission to believe in myself. What? Yeah, that's a weird. It's about believing in yourself. It's less about the idea or the execution, it's a big lesson for me because, it's something that you have to. Do you believe in the idea enough to go for it and chase it no matter what? Or so you're looking for permission to believe in yourself, hidden in those activities that you do for that company or that business. The other one is connection over transaction. I started to notice that when I was doing the community talks and still doing them, it's great to understand that that's not necessarily how you build community. They come for a transactional value, which they come to the session, they vent, they express their emotions. It's all valid, it's all great, you learn a lot. But that's not necessarily, and then they come back and then they don't come back, and some do. And then I was feeling maybe community is difficult or whatnot, but the issue there is that it's less of a community and it's more transactional. And I feel like maybe you just need to find a way where, if community is about growing and learning together, it's a space for we all peer to peer coming on the same level and growing together, as opposed to using it as research. So that connection over transaction is an interesting one. I still don't know how to find connection or how to find the right people. I have found that you can find people in transitions that want the transaction value of expressing or sharing their story, but that's as far as they want to go. And the other lesson that I got is analysis over armor. Or not over, or as armor, more like it, which is you go into analysis, you think it's important, but it's protecting you from the pain of actually being vulnerable and try to just be in market and do things. Don't get me wrong, I think analysis is great, but you need to go to market, you need to try things, you need to hear from people. So what's actually happening in Interluda is, as I mentioned, we launched the website, we got the planning one of the retreats, a workshop around how to build your own companion, and with AI, and then Luda, which is testing and in conceptual stage about how do we bring emotional intelligence with AI and human connection through a moment of life reinvention. So it's a bit of challenging. There's a lot of things that I need to do. It's hard to, when you're doing your own thing, to stay on top of all the bits. But I'm trying, you know. Some days I just go, am I delusional? Will anybody be interested in these? My validation is not perfect. Traction is not there yet. There are some moments of conversations that bring me kind of a nice little hint or information that this should go. But sometimes it's like, oh man, this is enough. I should just build or just don't build. So that's kind of my reflection. It's an interesting journey going back into solo building, and wow, it's been a very interesting week. So, you know, if you're building solo, something that matters, but you're alone, or you're kind of seeking validation for yourself that you should be doing this and giving yourself permission, or if you're using analysis and other tasks as armor against your fear and trying to be out there, you're not alone. If anything, I'm trying to build something for people that are in this stage. And if you're building, if you're trying something, or if you just want to accountability buddy, actually that's probably what I need, an accountability buddy, hit me up and let's connect. And this is it, Interluda, for the space between what was and what's next. Have a good weekend, and thank you for listening. Bye.